genre.
Welcome back to the Doctor's Companion presents Doctor Who The Long Way Around, the weekly podcast where we review and discuss every episode of Doctor Who, one doctor at a time. I'm Scott Corelli.
I'm Cassandra Fredrickson.
And I'm Nick Jimenez.
And today on the show, we'll be discussing The Curse of Fatal Death, the Ninth Doctor's last story and the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th Doctor's first story. The Curse of Fatal Death is written by Stephen Moffat. It's the first time that he ever wrote something for the show. And it's directed by John Henderson, produced by Sue Virtue, Stephen Moffat's wife and often producer. And also executive produced by Richard Curtis.
Hey.
So, yeah.
He of About Time fame.
And Vincent and the Doctor.
Yes. Yeah. Much more our interests. Yes. Our interests.
Right. Well, About Time is of our interest.
It's in the ballpark.
Yeah. So this was a short that was done for the Comic Relief Red Nose Day celebration in 1999. So this was during the dark times. They did this between the 1996 TV movie and the relaunch of the series in 2005, and it is a fun watch. It really is. I mean, there's some dated gender weirdness that I'm not super into, but it's weird watching this and being like, oh yeah, that is who this guy used to be. Moffat. We're just like, oh right, yeah, he used to. This was his whole thing used to be like, men are like this and women are like this.
Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah, he did a whole show about that. So this is I just love right off the bat. We have the introduction of the episode is the Master, and he's just immediately taking the piss out of the Master because, as we know, up until fairly recently, Stephen Moffat had very little strong feelings about the Master. Like, he just thought he was a dumb character, and so immediately he's using the Master here, and he's just viciously making fun of him, and continuously, really, throughout the whole story. Just really taking the piss out of the Master. I don't know. What did you guys think of this? Was this the first time either of you had seen this?
Yep.
Definitely.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I've seen the regeneration bit before. But I hadn't seen the entire, the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 5 minutes, and then you're like, yeah, it's 20 minutes. I'm like, what? My life is a lie.
Oh, yeah.
It's like finding out that Hitler meme is like a whole movie attached to it.
Right?
So what did you think, Nick? Because I'm interested because obviously, Cass has watched a lot of Classic Who, and so there's a lot of jokes in here that we can, sort of hold hands and laugh at because it's like, haha, we know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious
I wonder what
about...
that would be like.
I'm curious.
For me to experience that.
I'm curious how much of this might have gone over your head or anything.
Oh, I mean, well, but that's the thing is whatever went over my head, I didn't notice.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I'm sure there were a dozen references and stuff, and there were some where, and even just to me, from my perspective, I didn't get a lot of references so much as I saw a real lampooning of tropes and motifs.
Yes,
and
that is true.
And that I totally got, like, how disposable and reusable the master is, and stuff like that. So yeah, so I definitely didn't feel like I didn't get the secret club language or anything like that.
Oh, good
for sure.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, because there are like little bits in here that I really love. Like when the doctor's explaining that he's gonna get married and to his companion, and he's just like, I've saved every planet in the universe roughly 27 times, and I'm tired. I'm tired of all of the war and the people and the endless rock quarries.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
I loved it. It's great. And then also what I like about this story, just in general, is just as a sort of proto Stephen Moffat era. Because even though it's lampooning classic Who, there are so many things in this that he would come back to because he genuinely thinks they're cool.
Yeah.
Like the way that he uses time travel, especially.
Or like even the idea that the Doctor is so important that the universe like breaks itself to bring him back.
Yeah, there were some lines in this, especially towards the end, and especially that line that were straight out of a Moffat script in the future.
Yeah. Or the thing that made me like the like, why do Daleks have chairs? Like there was a joke about when Capaldi was on Skaro with Davros, and he's just like, oh, I found you the one chair on Skaro, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this is like proto Moffat. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a little like I know this is something that is easy to see as attacking or being critical of, but I actually think it's kind of funny to watch like a supercut of Aaron Sorkinisms, or like to really like, oh wow, Edgar Wright really likes twins, because like I think that's one of the interesting things about following a writer. It's fun, and watching this was a little like, it was like finding out that your favorite band had like an EP, or like a first album that never was like in your country.
Yeah, no, this is like his sloppy seconds, the first Green Day album.
Yeah,
that's totally what this is like.
Because it's like bratty and it's like fun, and it's and some of it doesn't age very well, but you can still hear like Dookie.
Yeah,
you can still hear like the really good stuff too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really fun. This bit. Okay, so we do this whole thing where they're playing with time travel about bribing the architect of this building they're in, and they just, it's just a whole back and forth of like, I knew you would bribe the architect, so I went back further and bribed him more, which is really it's kind of Bill and Ted rules, to be honest. It's a little like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, when they're just like, I don't know it yet, but I'm gonna take the next 20 years. I'm gonna learn how to play guitar this amazing way, and then I'm gonna come back right now, and then like their future selves show up and like rock the house. And that's what this reminded me of. It was really good. I loved the Master augmenting himself with Dalek technology, and it's like the plunger hand, and he doesn't even know what it does, and they don't know. It's just like, you don't know what you're doing with that, do you? It's just
there were a couple of really good Dalek digs in this.
Everybody's favorite fat stupid robots.
Yeah, and I love their little kind of their slightly more cartoony look. They kind of it almost kind of looks like they have a pupil.
Yes.
Like their Cuphead Daleks.
I was actually impressed with how many Daleks they had. They had like 6 Daleks. I was just like, wow, this is way more than Classic Who ever had in one room.
You can't fit that many Daleks in like a van.
Yeah.
No, true.
They're so fat and stupid.
I think this was more expensive than probably most Classic Who stories.
God, they must that first read through of the first time Money People got a hold of the script, it was probably like, okay, dude.
Probably.
That's cool.
I love the bit where they're
way to
running
pull up
through
the way to run up the bill on Comic Relief Day.
I love when they're running through the corridors and they're just like, all these corridors look the same because it's just literally the same corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, same set.
It's
good.
fun, and what's adorable, and I don't mean that in a condescending way, but it's just so even when it's mocking, it's so clearly in love with all of this.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So what did you guys think of Rowan Atkinson? Because I really like him like a lot as the Doctor.
Yeah,
like a lot, like way more than I should. I feel like.
Here's the thing about Rowan Atkinson. I feel like you forget that he's such a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
That, and you know, I mean, I love Mr. Bean, but you know, his decision to play it straight and to find like an actual kind of angle on it is, yeah, it's super interesting. It's almost like you are getting what it would be like if he was the Doctor.
Is this around the same time that Blackadder was on?
This is 99.
I don't remember when Blackadder aired.
I feel like Blackadder was like the 80s.
Okay.
But then it could have been 80s through like 2005 because it's British television. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
And they made 3 episodes.
Corelli in the house. He's coming.
It's bothering me now, but I'll look it up. No, I like him as the Doctor.
83 through 89.
Okay.
Yeah. Blackadder was Richard Curtis. I didn't know that.
Well, what the hell do you know? It's all connected.
Yeah, it is all connected.
I know before we get too far in a row in Atkinson, I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't bring up the great Jonathan Pryce as the Master.
Yes.
Oh yeah, well, but let's get Kaz's opinion of Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. No,
I'm losing track.
Rowan, I like his outfit. Like it's clearly riffing on like the 8th Doctor, but not as many frills. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I
It's very 90s
yeah,
too.
it's super
like the
90s with the vest.
Yeah, the vest specifically just looks like something an extra would wear on Buffy.
Yes. In like the their like
The Sunnydale
nightclub.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In the Sunnydale High seasons. Yeah. It was I was like, oh wow. Like he just looks like one of like the cheesy vampires that would like pick up chicks and the
with
bronze.
like the long hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's so interesting about it is he's riffing on, this is kind of the last time we'll get to see someone kind of lampoon Doctor Who or be a fan of Doctor Who prior to the revamp. So he's not even doing, he's doing a classical Who.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you can kind of see like a line in the sand of like everything after Eccleston, you know? So
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
so that was doubly interesting to me.
Yeah. No, I think the fact that they played, like all of them played it straight. Like, here's the thing, right? We get Rowan Atkinson for about 15 minutes of this, and then he gets killed by a Dalek, and then he regenerates. And we get, the Doctor dying like 4 more times, and regenerating into another one. And each time it happens, they're only the next Doctor for about like 30 seconds
Yeah.
Yeah.
to a
Yes.
minute. And each time you're just like, I want to know more about this guy. Like it just like every time I like the Doctor Who nerd in me is just like, I want to watch like 3 seasons with this Doctor now.
You do get a little bit excited when it becomes Hugh Grant or like, you're like, oh wait.
Well,
hold
first
on now.
first we get Richard E. Grant,
Sure.
right? Who is probably the biggest Doctor Who fan of all the ones that show up here. Richard E. Grant would, of course, go on to play the Great Intelligence. Well, the man who gets possessed by the Great Intelligence or whatever.
Snap. Okay.
Yeah,
Come
right,
on, Doctor
right.
Who, give him a better role than that.
Yeah, and then he also played the 9th Doctor in the animated webcast Scream of the Shaka, which was prior to the 2005 reboot. It's when they were gonna like bring back Doctor Who as like an animated web series, and then they were like, actually, we're just gonna make a real show. So sorry,
And history was reset.
yeah, he played like sort of a goth Doctor.
Dude.
What does that? What does that
Yeah.
sound like? How does one sound goth?
He did it. If you've ever
Interesting.
seen Scream of the Shaka, I mean, it's out. You can watch it. Maybe we'll do it we'll do it in 7 years.
Yeah.
The next time April Fool's Day lands on a Sunday. Yeah, no, he played the Ninth Doctor in that, and it's like a animated thing. It's sort of similar animation to like lost episodes of Doctor Who, except it can be directed a little bit better because it's not stuck looking like a classic Who story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it kind of has like a Mike Mignola style to it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting. Lots of heavy blacks and inks, and I don't know. Anyway, it's an interesting watch to say the least. But yeah, so he's played the Doctor twice, 2 different Doctors. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. And neither technically official, but
That's so sad.
I know he loves Doctor Who.
I'm glad he was
Doctor
like
Who.
in the actual show, even if it was just like some random dude.
Right, totally. Well, and he got to be in it twice, right? Because he was in The Snowman and in the Name of the Doctor.
Yeah,
he got to
that's
be in
true.
it twice. So, that's something, I guess.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooray
so
for Richard
we
E.
got-
Grant, says I.
Yeah, Richard E. Grant's like playing like sexy Doctor, which is so funny because he's playing the 10th Doctor.
Yes.
Oh, there's a few like Simpsons predicted it moments in this.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Because then the next one, Richard E. Grant he's just like, I think this new body's going to be great at wiring, and then goes behind a thing and fries himself, and then comes out as Jim Broadbent, who is afraid of girls. Girls make him nervous, and so he's very shy.
And he mistakes the
And-
master for a lady.
Yeah, and there's because he has Dalek bumps on his
Mhm.
chest,
And they look like breasts, guys.
Yep, boob jokes. And then
Thanks,
and then,
Moffat.
And then the master body shames the woman, because that's also a Moffat thing that he did a lot early on that I didn't notice until
Oh, man.
someone pointed it out to me.
I kind of want to like go back and watch this and then immediately watch the last episode of 12.
I know, and see how far he's grown.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
as a man, as an artist.
I know.
It's so
So-
fun. It's so fun when you watch new things from the past with your favorite actors, because it's like getting a little surprise from that era. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, hey, 99 Hugh Grant, or like, oh, or 90s Jim Broadbent. I don't even know if I've ever really seen this a lot.
What do we think of Jim Broadbent as a doctor, as a potential doctor?
I think
Oh, he was
that
great.
out of all of them, he's the one that's playing it like the least straight. Like
Yeah,
he's having
that's
a
true.
blast. Like they're all having a blast, but like he's just kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna like hide behind the door or like,
His is the only doctor that really comes with a joke.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like with
that's
like
true.
I'm the one that's that. Like they're all kind of like just the joke is that who it is, but yeah, the joke for him is that he's a little shy and awkward.
Yeah. Is Richard E. Grant's joke that though? I feel like Richard E. Grant's joke is that he's like insanely sexy and sexual.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
I feel like that was, so he's kind of one note too, but like he plays it so confidently. I think we just
Yeah,
sort of blow it off.
it doesn't feel like a joke. It just feels like the reality of the situation.
Right. Because you're just like, I mean, he is. So
Yeah, carry on.
yeah,
I mean, he literally licks the mirror, so I guess that is
Yeah.
the.
you're right. And then like immediately it's just like, hey, let's go have some fun in the TARDIS. The only companion I've ever had.
Oh my god.
And then our companion Emma, she suggests that the Jim Broadbent Doctor, the 11th Doctor, maybe just go kill himself again and become someone else. And he's like, probably a good idea. And then goes behind a wall and comes out as Hugh Grant. I love that because this was probably shot either live or very close to live. like Jim Broadbent is like, oh yeah, okay, good idea, and he goes behind the machine first, and then remembers that's not his mark, and then and he's like, oh, actually, I'd probably just go back here and do this, and I just love that so much. It's one of my favorite moments in the whole thing is when Jim Broadbent forgets where he's supposed to be. But well, he comes out as Hugh Grant, and Hugh Grant's Doctor is really interesting because he's playing the 12th Doctor, and he kind of, I'll be honest, he doesn't not look like a young Capaldi in a way. And then also it's interesting because Hugh Grant was the original actor that they offered the 9th Doctor to when they rebooted the show in 2005, and he turned it down and then regretted it ever since.
He very charmingly turned it down.
Right, of course.
It melted everyone's hearts.
But he felt like it was a thing where he was not at the time, he was not, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he was at the time the most positively looked upon actor. And I think he felt like he needed to reinvent himself, and this was not the way to do it. So
well, this was in a pre-Paddington 2 world,
right?
Where we're holding parades in the streets for Hugh Grant now.
Right, exactly, correct. But he makes a good Doctor. He's fun. Like, this is the one where the joke is just that it's Hugh Grant, and that's it. That's the whole joke.
Yeah, when he came out, I expected like a studio audience to like scream and clap.
Yeah.
You know, in every like sitcom, whenever the hot guy shows
Oh,
up.
it's really funny.
He comes out of a bunch of smoke. Like, it's just so silly.
It's really funny that you bring up the studio audience cast, because I got a lot of vibes from, you know, if you're in the Who fandom, you probably have like a friend or a roommate or something that showed you, like, you know, the Catherine Tate, David Tennant comic relief sketch. Or like the one where he's like the Ghost of Christmas Past or whatever. And those were always so much fun to watch. Do you think this could have used like a laugh? Was it weird watching this without any? Was this aired with like ever with a laugh track or people laughing in a studio?
I don't. No. I don't think so. Because I mean, I think it only plays as well as it does because there is no laughing.
Yeah.
Like, it literally just plays like an episode, like two.
But
classic
for
Who episodes,
some reason, I like it's shot kind of like a sitcom in my brain.
Yeah. Like, I didn't really get. For some reason, I was half expecting it to be like that. It is kind of stuck between like an SNL sketch, a really good SNL sketch. These are some brilliant props. These are some really cool sets. But sorry, I just came past the part where how Jim Broadbent runs off camera.
Yeah,
it's somehow so good natured.
I know
how he's running to his death.
Oh, Jim Broadbent. He's just like, okay, I'm gonna go die now. And then Hugh Grant gets shot and killed, and the universe decides to bring the Doctor back.
Yeah. The companion has a great monologue where she compares the Doctor to Scooby-Doo and Santa Claus, which is like, again, funny, but also really earnest and like accurate.
Well, and he's again, Moffat has compared him to Father Christmas
multiple times.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So it's
almost,
man.
We each kind of had our own little moment to process that, didn't we?
Yeah.
God, it does. Wow. Wait.
Yeah, really did. So Hugh Grant regenerates into Joanna Lumley, who is from Absolutely Fabulous, which was like a big show at the time. So this would have been another like really big like a big get, like a big actor. But it's just so fascinating to me that the 13th Doctor is a woman.
It's
in 1999.
So cool.
He
I
called
know.
it. He Babe Ruthed it back in '99.
I know.
I'm actually surprised that this hasn't gone viral yet, or that I haven't heard about this, because I was really surprised when it happened, because she's blonde. She even kind of almost looks a little like Jodie Whittaker for half a second.
Yeah.
It's a little spooky.
It is. It's very spooky.
And it really makes you appreciate how great Jodie Whittaker's regeneration scene was, because this one is a little cringy.
Mm-hmm.
Once
It's
you-
everything that I was afraid of when everyone was complaining like the 12th Doctor should have been a woman. Why isn't it a woman? And I was like, you don't want Moffat writing
Yeah,
a woman
yeah,
doctor.
yeah.
And this is why. Here it is. Here's proof. Immediately, jokes about nipples and boobs. Just immediately. And vibrators. Just immediately.
13 could rock this look though. Like I like the vest. I like it's a cool way of it is kind of a clever nod to the past, but updated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The outfit, it really works because it plays on every actor who regenerates into it. Like it works on everyone. It works just as well on, Atkinson, on Grant, on Broadbent, on Grant, and on Lumley. It works on
Grant,
all of
on Broadbent, on
Father Christmas. And we were all Doctor Who.
Oh man, just the English reindeer. That was great.
Yeah. But it's an impressive outfit because it works on every actor, and that never happens. Like that's kind of amazing. And I love that when they regenerate, the outfit like fits them perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like
every time.
the freaking like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the magical patchwork vest.
I do think it is a little funny that in a spoof they accidentally found the perfect costume. Like
Yeah.
I don't mean perfect like favorite, but like like mathematically the ultimate costume.
Yeah. It's really, no, it's good. It's good. This was it's a lot of fun. Like, like we've said, there's a few cringing moments that you just sort of have to gloss over because Moffat hadn't grown as a human being yet.
Yeah.
Frankly, neither would we.
I think poop, okay, full disclosure. I think poop jokes are funny. Too many poop jokes. Like,
So many poop jokes.
Though the
And
fact-
also, there's one very specific poop joke where, because the idea is that the master just keeps falling into this really long, huge sewer that takes him 300 years to climb out of.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps falling in, so he ends up spending 900 years in the sewer. And when he comes out of it the second time, and he's like, I've been in there for 600 years, he enters the room, and he's an old man, and
he's
he
like
spits
spitting.
poop
Yeah.
out. Spits poop out of his mouth. And I'm just like, why were you holding that in your mouth? Like, you... Were you holding that in your mouth for 600 years? Like, why?
It's for effect.
Yeah.
Although
No, I
weirdly,
know.
that was the moment that I remembered he was in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was bothering me the whole, for 5 minutes. I was like, where is this guy from? And then I was just like, oh, yeah, he's freaking, Elizabeth's dad in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that is always
Yeah.
going to be the first thing I think.
Yeah. Yeah. He's really good.
He
was
is,
fun as
yeah,
the
he's
master.
really
he's
fun.
he's one of our great. He's one of the world's great character actors, Jonathan Pryce.
Well, and I love that joke where he's like, I'm not the camp one.
Yeah.
I love
The fact that there was a cliffhanger in this made me laugh the hardest because I wasn't expecting it to be 2 parts.
There was 4 parts when it originally aired. It was 4 5-minute episodes.
Okay.
And
That's
then when
funny.
they released it on DVD, they re-edited it to just be 2 10-minute episodes.
Oh, I think that's that's it. I wasn't expecting it, and it was so funny.
Yeah. The first cliffhanger is when the master threatens to plunge them into the vast and disgusting sewers of
Okay.
Tercerus, warning them to prepare for 500 miles of fear and feces, and then just starts laughing, and then cliffhanger. And then we saw the part 2 cliffhanger, and then the part 3 cliffhanger was the Ninth Doctor regenerating.
Okay.
Which, again, using a Doctor's regeneration as a cliffhanger is something that would end up coming back as well. Not with Moffat, but with RTD.
Oh,
Yeah.
RTD.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting too. But oh man, this is it's a lot of fun. I think this is
And we even get a little subtle nod towards Master Doctor Shippers, I guess.
yeah, that's very true.
Subtle.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. And he's just cackling like a madman.
Any time he would get into an evil laugh, they would do like a reverb, and it was really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he would act.
I also like that Emma wants her doctor, because she's like engaged to him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he regenerates into Jim Broadbent, she's just like, I'd really rather not. And so he forcibly regenerates into Hugh Grant. But when he regenerates into Joanna Lumley, she just like, oh, that sucks, not my type. Oh well, and just
I know
lets it go, which I just thought was, I don't know, kind of I like that the episode ended with the Doctor being a woman. Like that's how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it because that's how Moffat's tenure on the show ended. Like,
yeah,
it's so weird. These are the doctors he wrote. These are the doctors.
He planned it 20 years ago.
These were the doctors of his life.
He wrote the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th doctors, and I guess you could
second.
Yeah. Just
this is his moment.
This is so weird to watch now. It's so weird.
This is his origin story.
It's awesome.
It's literally just Moffat just licking his fingers and like putting it out to the wind.
It's like it's like going it's like going
this is happening.
It's like going to the thief's house and finding like just a list on the refrigerator of just how to plan a heist.
Yeah. Oh, it was you.
It's all here.
We have all the evidence. It's right here.
Even the mistakes are here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is ground zero for everything. So interesting.
Good work, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway. Do we miss anything? What else we got?
Well, no, I'm personally really happy. I anyone who knows Scott knows that he does not have a positive. April Fool's Day is not his favorite day, so true. I think it's really cool that you found something positive and fun to do on one of your least favorite holidays.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I do hate April Fools because I think it's mean-spirited most of the time, but silly stuff like this is good. That's what I like. Mm-hmm. I like that. That's good. So that's what we're doing. I made, and I even we watched something with just an endless supply of fart jokes. And Nick, you also know how I feel about fart jokes.
Yeah, not your favorite thing.
No, not my favorite thing.
But we as listeners of Cornetto Minute know, Shaun of the Dead, another gift from England, has one of your few fart jokes that you actually really enjoy.
Yeah, no, it's my favorite fart joke ever. Is in Shaun of the Dead. So, because it's the fart joke that makes you laugh and then it makes you cry. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the good fart joke.
That's a sign of a good fart joke.
One of my favorite things was the Dalek mourning over the dying doctor was amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, more people will mourn him. The universe sings you to sleep.
What about you, Kaz? Any other final thoughts on Curse of Fatal Death?
I don't think so. It's like really cool how modern it is, but also like, I don't know. I like that it's riffing on classic Who, but also like lovingly. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not maliciously making fun of Doctor Who. We're like celebrating it with all these silly stuff.
Yeah. It really feels like an epilogue to that era of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it almost feels like when you look at this, I don't know, it feel like the whole Doctor Who oeuvre just makes so much more sense because you have all of Classic Who, which was sort of one thing. I mean, it was a lot of things, but it was also sort of one thing.
Look, it's
and
complicated.
then, yeah, it is complicated. But then you had the 1996 TV movie, which was kind of just too much in a different direction, you know?
Mhm.
And I think that a lot of people were just like, oh, I'm so excited for like Doctor Who to be totally different. And then they gave them something totally different. And they're like, oh, that was too much. And it
was
really
almost like
feels
the Looney Tunes Unleashed of like Doctor Who a little bit.
right. And then they do this, The Curse of Fatal Death, and it's almost as if Doctor Who fans were just like, I don't know, it's almost like it reminds you of why they like Classic Who to begin with,
Mhm.
you know, like what they love about Doctor Who, so that when it comes back again, it was able to sort of stick the landing a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of like the missing link, to be honest. It's kind of cool.
So give it a watch if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna post it in the group. So if you're in the group, I'm gonna post it there, and I'll post it on our Twitter and all of that because it's literally just there on the Doctor Who, like the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
I know.
So,
I got so sad when I saw Peter Capaldi at the very, very end with their like little like subscribe to the Doctor Who channel. I was just like, oh no, you're not the Doctor anymore.
but also, you know, it's gonna be so
crazy
fun
when. Oh yeah, no, you go.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great when Jodie Whittaker starts doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a crazy moment.
She just can't do it yet because we don't know anything about her doctor, so it would be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, I hope we get a trailer for that soon.
What's
I
coming?
really
up?
don't want to wait. I
Comic-Con?
really don't want to wait till November. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Comic-Con.
That's like July.
I know.
It's no.
I know, but they also don't advertise their stuff until they're like a month away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll premiere at Comic-Con and it'll have like everything, like dates, episode titles.
right, probably.
K9 will show up and do like some flips, some ollies.
like has K9 ever fought a Dalek? Has that ever happened?
You tell me. I don't
I'm asking
okay.
Cass. I know you don't know the answer.
I don't think so.
Okay, well that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Consider that on my wish list.
I don't think so.
One shall
Yeah.
stand, one shall fall.
Oh my God, what if it turned out that K9 was like a cyber dog? It's like an actual dog
Oh, like
that like the
inside of-
Cybermen got a hold
Oh
of
no!
Mhm.
Oh
and turned into a cyber dog.
But the doctor, like, it's kind of like Smurfette. Like, the goodwill of the doctor, like, infected K9 and turned him good.
Yeah, totally.
So there isn't an episode. There's never a moment where a companion, like, what the hell is that? And the doctor's like, oh, I made this one day.
well, he didn't. He like stole it.
Yeah, he stole
Okay. Wow.
it. It was pre-existing.
What
Yeah.
didn't he steal? What about his life is his?
He stole everything, including his friends.
Oh.
He stole all of them too.
More like Dr. Thief.
Yeah. It's true. All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this April Fool's Sunday, Easter Sunday special.
Yeah, happy
Hey,
Easter, everybody.
Hey, you know what?
Speaking of
You
coming
know
back
what?
to life.
This is yeah, I was gonna say this is perfect for an Easter Sunday, April Fool's Day, because not only does it feature comedy, but it also features several resurrections.
It's kind of full circle because like didn't 11 premiere in like Easter weekend or whatever?
I remember being in the springtime.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was so excited because we had just elected a man named Barack Obama as our president. Kids.
Man.
The year was 2009.
It's 2010 when
It was.
11th hour aired. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, everybody. That's this. Happy April Fool's Day. Happy Easter. We will see you guys next week with a regularly scheduled episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this.
It can never and will never happen again.
Yeah. Unless we're still doing this in 7 years. You know.
Yeah, who knows?
Never say never.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe this will be like the only podcast we're still doing in 7 years.
Sure. We just keep coming up with new orders to watch them all in.
Well, no, because I mean, we could theoretically we could still be watching the show
That's true.
if we're only doing one a week.
It could just never end. Yeah, that's true.
There's like 200 episodes. I
Mhm.
don't know. I think there's more at this point too.
Probably.
What was the 200th episode? It was something. Was it Christmas Invasion or 11th Hour or
I don't remember.
End of Time? Was the 200th? I don't know. Anyway, it happened sometime at New Who. I don't remember where. But we're going to be doing this for a while is all I'm saying. So we'll be back. We'll be back next week with the two doctors. And, bye, everybody.
Bye.